Welcome to Detroit, Michigan, and welcome to the NFL on Fox. And our matchup for you today, the 11-1 Dallas Cowboys, the 6-6 Detroit Lions. And now welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Troy Aikman is coming right up. Well, I mentioned 6-6 record for Detroit. That's not that bad, but considering they started 6-2, it's not that great. So here they are, having lost 4 straight. Head coach Rod Marinelli in his second year, and Troy Aikman. This is a Lions team that has its hands full today with a Dallas Cowboys club that I think people realize now is clearly the best in the NFC.
Well, that's right. I mean, this team is playing with as much confidence as anybody in the league right now. There's a lot of reasons for that. Certainly, Terrell Owens playing well, Jason Witten, Julius Jones, Marion Barber. But the guy who drives all this, as we know, is Tony Romo. He's playing as well as any quarterback in the league right now. This is an offense, the fewest points they have scored all year, 24 points. So they're going to score a lot of points. It puts a great deal of pressure on this Detroit defense.
Yeah, and we can talk about the defense, and that's fine, we will. But the real highlight for our purposes now is the offense run by Mike Martz. It's not that they don't run the ball well. It's that they don't run the ball, and you have to believe that that has to change here today.
And I think it will change for the reasons that I mentioned. They go into this game knowing how explosive Dallas is offensively, and one of the ways you can combat that is by being able to keep that offense on the sidelines. One of the ways you do that is running the football, and they can run the ball effectively if they give them enough time to run the ball. So this is going to be a great game here today, Joe.
If you don't, you better have your popcorn ready. I've already popped some up. We get ready for football here in Detroit. Will it be 12-1 at the end of this day for the Dallas Cowboys, or will it be 7-6 for Detroit? Right now on the outside, looking into the wild card chase. Opening kickoff coming up next on Fox.
You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV.
Get the full Weather Authority forecast in the first 10 minutes. Guaranteed. Fox 2 News Edge at 11. Weeknights at 11.
There's always something good inside. You just have to find it. Now McDonald's has it. The new McSkillet Burrito. Skillet potatoes, scrambled eggs, and savory sausage, layered with zesty salsa and cheese. Find everything good about breakfast, all inside a warm tortilla.
You never know where life will take you, and that's why there are so many Chase ATMs. In fact, Chase has over 8,600 ATMs nationwide. Chase free checking with direct deposit. More than free, it's everywhere.
Holiday instant tickets from the Michigan Lottery. They're fun to give, fun to get, and the perfect way to spruce up anyone's holiday. Even yours. Happy holidays from the Michigan Lottery.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. You know, Mac, there are a lot of people looking to buy computers nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
There are so many questions and choices, and you're all alone out there. That's why I created my book. I want to buy a computer. Now what?
Why are you talking like that?
Buying a computer isn't easy.
Actually, it's really easy at an Apple store. You know, they have personal shoppers to help you pick out the Mac that's right for you. There's even workshops for you after you buy your Mac.
Yes, I thought of that phase too, and that's why I created my companion volume. I just bought a computer. Now what?
You actually got a pony.
Guess you got the Venus.
It's got a touchscreen.
Yeah. New chocolate?
4 gigs of music.
And they came with the Verizon network too, huh?
Does he bite?
Yeah.
The gifts they want are at Verizon Wireless. LG phones like the chocolate, just $79.99 in any color, or the 8350 for just $49.99. Verizon Wireless.
Introducing the Chase Freedom Credit Card, now with triple rewards where you spend the most. So if it's gas stations and coffee shops one month, and the next month it's grocery stores, the gym, and department stores, Chase Freedom is the only credit card that adjusts as your everyday spending changes and gives you triple bonus rewards automatically. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Partner, let me upgrade you. Partner, let me upgrade you. Flip a new page. Introduce you to some new things and upgrade.
And let me upgrade you to the best channels in HD. Only on DirecTV.
Upgrade you.
I'm talking about the hottest channels, not that HD lineup you get with cable. DirecTV, now that's a good look.
Let me upgrade you, grade you.
Upgrade your new flat screen with 85 of the best HD channels, only on DirecTV.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Moments ago, John Kitna and Terrence Newman put an issue to bed. Little back slap and a mini hug before this game, and we go down to the field and we extend our mini hug to Pam Oliver with Jason Witten.
Okay, thanks a lot, Joe. And Jason, a lot of people may look at this as David versus Goliath matchup, but what's the potential and what do you have to do to avoid a letdown against a team on a downward slide?
Yeah, well, this team's a tough team. They play really well at home, and so we know we got a challenge here. So we're trying to clinch the NFC East here today. It's a big game, and big game for them as well. So it's not going to be easy, and we understand that.
Tony Romo, your roommate on the road, tell me how he's grown the most and where have you seen him really make a jump this year?
Just his commitment, his ability to lead this team. He's done an unbelievable job all year. He's always had a lot of potential, but he's playing great football, and he's a leader of this team.
Appreciate your time, Jason.
All right, thank you.
All right, back to you, Joe.
All right, Pam, thanks, and thanks to Jason Witten as he stops by moments before he'll head out onto the field because the Dallas Cowboys will get the opening kickoff, and we'll see that high-flying Cowboy offense.
Yeah, and I think the point that Jason Witten made is very valid, because if you think back to last year, Tony Romo, took over in the middle of the season. Well, he had an opportunity to go through an offseason, came into this year in training camp knowing that he was the guy, and that with that, he then has been a much more effective leader this season.
Hanson will kick it away. Nathan Jones and Miles Austin wait for it for Dallas. This is Austin from about 3 yards deep. And he ducks through at the 20 and brings it out to the 25-yard line. Almost broke that thing. 28-yard return. Here are some of the key inactives for Detroit. So not only do they play a team that's 11-1, but they do it without Boss Bailey, one of the most athletic linebackers. Kalimba Edwards, a coach's decision, not playing. And then their most well-known wide receiver, Roy Williams, is inactive, not on IR, but it's a coin flip as to whether he'll play again this season with a bad knee.
And I think the loss of Roy Williams is going to impact them the greatest in this game, because the Cowboys are going to score points, and now the Lions will try to match that without their best receiver.
Cowboys started with a handoff to Julius Jones, shakes one tackle, then gets drilled by Kenoy Kennedy. A gain of 7. Last week, Troy, this was a Detroit team that went into Minnesota, and you saw a lot of missed tackles. According to Rod Marinelli, their head coach, there were more quote-unquote loafs than they've had all year, which means a lack of hustle. That's got to break Marinelli's heart. Here's a team that at that time was a game over 500 and sliding, and then to turn that performance in had to kill him.
Well, effort's the very fabric of what he's about. I mean, when that's violated, as it was last week, yeah, that's hard for him to swallow.
Witten off his hands. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Just one note about Witten, who visited with Pam Oliver. 3,655 career yards. That's 73 yards shy of Doug Cosby, who's number 1 on the list for the Dallas Cowboys. This guy's racking up quite a career here as he plays in his 5th year.
Yeah, and already this season has more receptions than what he had all of last year, and there's a lot of guys like that. I mean, when you look at what Terrell Owens has been able to do this year, I mean, a lot of players, Tony Romo included, he's obviously much younger in his career, but are off to having career bests.
Who's it against? If it's against Sean Rogers, that's an easy first down. Was he drawn off?
Offside, number 92 defense. 5-yard penalty. Result is a first down.
Okay, so there you go. 3 plays in, and Sean Rogers gives Dallas a free first down.
Well, and he's the guy who I know Marinelli has talked with, and this defense, you know, in its most basic form is only as good as really Sean Rogers is. And when he's playing great, which he's capable of doing, he's not had much of an impact for this defense over, you know, probably the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. And that's been very disappointing to everyone within the organization. And you can tell now he's trying to get a little more effort out there, and then he gets called for being offsides.
Back to the ground, back to Julius Jones, bouncing it, and a nice gain on first down of 8. And we said this on Thanksgiving, and this is a Detroit defense that is only as good as its defensive tackles, and it starts with Sean Rogers. You can add Corey Redding to the list, who got the big deal, still looking for his first sack. But if you want to pressure Tony Romo up the middle, not a big quarterback, you need to do that with your defensive front, predominantly those 2 guys. They need to step up and play well here today.
Yeah, you got to get pressure off the edge, but then you also have to get inside pressure so that then the quarterback doesn't have a place to step up in the pocket.
2nd down and 2, a toss to Jones, easy first down at the Detroit 49, a gain of 7. So right now the Lions have to prove they can stop the run before Tony Romo tries to pick them apart.
And much like last week, I mean, and here comes Sean Rogers, who it looks like he's got an injury. He's not gotten probably as many snaps as what they'd like to see him have over previous games, primarily because of his conditioning. However, this appears to be an injury.
Throws, completes to Creighton. He's to the 45-yard line. Picked up 4. Brought down immediately by Gerald Alexander, the rookie safety.
You know, you look at Detroit defensively, they've given up over 440 yards of offense the last 2 weeks, on Thanksgiving against Green Bay and then last week against Minnesota. Green Bay was able to throw the football. Minnesota, on the other hand, they ran the ball effectively. I think watching that game last week, I was more disappointed in the pass defense of Detroit than I was in their run defense, even though they gave up over 200 yards rushing in that game.
2nd down and 6. Romo completes. That's Witten's first of the day to the 35-yard line, first down. You know, you start to look at the overall numbers for Tony Romo, and he's number 1 in the league this year at yards per completion. This is a Dallas offense that's number 1 in the NFL in average yards per play on first down. Romo has the most completions of 20 or more yards and the most touchdown passes of 20 or more yards, and the 33 touchdowns for the season. Not only leads the NFC, but is a Cowboys single season record. A fantastic year every way you cut it up, and a good start for Julius Jones. As his forward progress will take him to the 31-yard line. He picked up 4.
I mean, you're talking about Tony Romo and how well he has played. I don't know that people can fully comprehend what he has done. 9 times this year of the 12 games they've played, he's had a quarterback rating of over 100, and that includes each of the last 6 games. 2 of those games, he's had a quarterback rating of over 90. So you're talking about 11 of the 12 games he's played at a very high level, and maybe his best game was in fact his worst statistical game, and that was against Buffalo, bringing the team back to win late.
Julius Jones, this time nowhere to go. Lost 3 yards. Ernie Sims got his nose in there, made the play. The first guy was Paris Lennon, the middle linebacker, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Well, Ernie Sims is a linebacker that they like a lot. He's a 2nd-year player. He's got great speed. He can pursue from sideline to sideline. Lennon had a chance, made him cut inside of that tackle, and then Ernie Sims there to clean it up.
Now the crowd's into the game for the first time so far. It's 3rd and 9. Romo throws way high. That one got away. Sam Hurd, the intended receiver. It's 4th down.
That's a good job defensively by Detroit in getting Dallas to a 3rd and long situation and then getting off the field. I think when this game, as it progresses, and we look at the end of the game as to what exactly happened, if Detroit is able to win defensively on 3rd down, they're going to have a real good chance at being able to win this game. Dallas, one of the best in the league, converting on 3rd down.
How about the rookie year for Nick Folk as he tries from 50 and yanks it. Came in tied with Crosby of the Packers for the most points scored in the NFL this season. He misses, still no score.
Check this out. With this controller, your character will mimic your exact motions. See?
Sweet.
Now throw me a pitch, just like we're outside.
You're out. That ends the inning. Next up, shortstop.
Wanna get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet Specials, you can fly to 64 destinations nationwide for just $49 to $99.
You are now free to move about the country.
This holiday, don't just buy stuff, do stuff, like spread some joy. Get the season's hottest gifts with its coolest card. Use the Radio Shack Answers Plus card, and you'll pay no interest until January 2009. Go to RadioShack.com for more details.
The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan.
Get away from the door.
Why?
That's why.
Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, coming this January to Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane.
Well, come and get it. That's what John Kitna says every time he lines up under center and drops back to throw. They've been coming and getting him all year.
There's been a lot of getting over the year, too.
48 sacks. He has been pounded. Quick throw is to the sideline. Sean McDonald forced out of bounds by Anthony Henry. He gained him only 2. I mean, this is a guy. There are the numbers, 48 times. They actually added one from a week ago. So this is an offensive line that's allowed the most sacks in the NFL at 51 coming into the game.
And I think a lot of people think it's because Mike Martz sends out 5 receivers every time, you know, and then forces a 5-man protection. And that is not necessarily the case. He's been hit a lot, even in max protection.
Handoff is to Kevin Jones. How about that? Down inside the 45. A 15-yard run and into Dallas territory are the Detroit Lions.
And I think this is how you really have to attack this Dallas defense if you're going to run the football. You got to run right at him. And he hits it right between the guard and center gap. You know, Brady James there in a position to make a play. He was unable to do it. You know, Kevin Jones is one of these running backs, does not get a lot of carries, but in the games when he gets 15 carries or more, he is actually very effective running the football.
Ball start, 83 offense. 5 yards, it's still first down.
So it's 1st and 15. We go for a game break. Out to Kurt Menefee.
Okay, Joe, opening drive, Giants at the Eagles. Donovan McNabb finds a way to escape and then finds Brian Westbrook for an 18-yard score. Eagles quickly on top, 7-0. Let's get back to Joe, Troy, and Pam in Detroit.
All right, Kurt, so McNabb, who is back off the ankle and thumb injuries, sacked 12 times in the first meeting between those two clubs, avoiding the sack and the pressure and throwing for a touchdown. Here's Kevin Jones, good for 5. Meanwhile, Kevin Jones, Troy, last week, all game, 3 carries, 1 yard at Minnesota.
Yeah, and then you go back to the week before against Green Bay, and as a team, they ran the ball 30 times in that game, and I think they're going to get back to that today. I don't know that they're going to run it 30 times, but they're going to have to be balanced, as they've already shown.
Kevin Jones got the 5 yards back. picks his way. Kevin Jones is wrestled down and looks to have enough for a first down. He picks up 10.
Well, and like I said, where they're able to attack them is inside. They're not trying to get out on the edges because the Cowboys team speed is just too good. They're getting a good push inside by Mulatalo and Raiola along with Steven Peterman, and they're getting on those blocks, and then the Cowboys unable to get off the blocks, and they're creating some pretty good running lanes right now for Kevin Jones.
Already 30 yards on 3 carries for Jones, and now it's TJ Duckett. TJ Duckett, touchdown.
Well, again, you're going to get a look at it inside and the job that these guys do. A little bit of a counteraction there. But again, Raiola on his man and just creating enough of a lane there for TJ Duckett. A nice job by this offensive line, and you just got to believe they're awfully excited about finally given the opportunity to come off the ball in run block.
It's 7-0. Mad Mike Martz, a quick throw to McDonald started the day, and then on the ground, 32 yards to cap it for TJ Duckett. His second rushing touchdown of the season. 7-0 Detroit.
Dude. Dude.
And did you see what she was wearing? Ew. You want to play?
Hey, come on, let's go for a ride in the new Caravan.
Bringing families together like never before.
You know, you're not so bad, Bobby. It's Billy. I knew that.
The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan.
In the NFL, the biggest games are decided by the smallest details. That's why Samsung imagined an LCD HD TV with 120 Hz, a true black screen, and twice the frames per second for exceptional motion clarity.
We got it. Challenge it.
So you won't have to wait for further review to start the celebration. The decision is clear. Samsung, the official HD TV of the NFL.
Second-ranked LSU, #1 Ohio State. The All-State BCS National Championship game, January 7th on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming.
Look at that bottom line. Last week, 23 rushing yards. Just about all of it came on their last possession, by the way, at Minnesota. This drive, 63. One quick throw to McDonald started the possession, and then it was Kevin Jones with TJ Duckett pounding it in from 32 yards. Again, it's Miles Austin. Got hit first at the 20, after the 25 again. So what just happened? TJ Duckett thanking Dominic Raiola, his center, for the great blocking, and the defense for the Cowboys. What happened? 7-0. Lions on top.
Ain't it good? Ain't it right that you're with me here tonight? The music playing, a body swaying in time. Rock me gently, rock me. Baby, baby, rock me gently, rock me slowly.
Introducing the new all Jeep Liberty.
Don't you know?
Don't miss a beat. Life takes rhythm. Life takes Visa.
The biggest stars in Hollywood are rushing to the biggest event of the year. The perfect marriage of high-definition TV and Blu-ray.
I think a celebration's in order.
Now, experience the greatest movies ever.
What about that?
With the best in high-def picture.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
And the best in high-def sound.
That's gonna wake the neighbors.
High-definition TV and Blu-ray. Your choice is clear. The future is blue.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by High Definition TV and Blu-ray. Your choice is clear, the future is blue. By Dodge, live to the fullest. Dodge, grab life. And by Visa. Visa makes it easier to get ready for game day. Life takes Visa.
Defense for Dallas trying to figure out what just hit him for Detroit. Only their second opening possession drive for a touchdown this season, and it started with the missed field goal, a 50-yard try by Nick Folk. So Dallas has it for the second time. Little pump fake and a handoff to Marion Barber. One of the hardest runners to bring down in the NFL, picks up 5.
Boy, he really is, too. I mean, the guy plays hard each and every snap. And, you know, over the last few ball games, he's gotten more carries, actually, than Julius Jones. I know there are a lot of people that wonder, you know, why Marion Barber isn't just announced as the starter. But I think when you talk to those within the Dallas Cowboy organization, they like what they've got. They like Julius Jones. They like the change-up pace that Marion Barber gives them. The way they've been doing it works. Why make any changes?
Shaun Rogers back in there for Detroit up front. Second down and 5. Romo has it thrown back at him. And that was big Shaun Rogers, who got his hand up and knocked it away. It's 3rd and 5.
Well, I know Rod Marinelli was disappointed in the effort in Shaun Rogers last week. And, you know, as I said a little bit earlier, he came into this game a little more motivated. You can tell he's getting pressure on the quarterback, something that he had not been able to do. He gets his hands up and bats the ball. He's already had 1 interception for a touchdown this year. I think had he have been able to locate that one, he might have been able to get underneath it. I know in talking with Shaun Rogers, he says his game is all about disruption. No technique involved, and it looks like today he's going to try to be disruptive.
A blitz. Romo wrestled down by Alexander. Second sack for the rookie, and he came through untouched. It's 4th down.
Yeah, Gerald Alexander coming up the middle, and you know, I like what Detroit's doing right now as far as mixing things up. You see him right there off the edge. They just turn him loose. Tony Romo not able to get it out of his hands in time. I'm not even sure that he saw that Gerald Alexander was in fact going to be a free blitzer.
McBriar gets a good snap. Hits a line drive punt. Walters has a little room. You could hear somebody telling him that from the sideline. He didn't have room for long as Pat Watkins threw him down. And Walters isn't getting up. Frustration for Tony Romo as they look at Troy Walters on the field here in Detroit.
You're with me here tonight. The music playing, a body swaying in time. Rock me gently, rock me slowly. Baby, baby, rock me gently, rock me slowly.
Introducing the new all Jeep Liberty.
You actually got a pony.
Guess you got the Venus.
It's got a touchscreen.
Yeah. New chocolate?
4 gigs of music.
And they came with the Verizon network too, huh?
Does he bite?
Yeah.
The gifts they want are at Verizon Wireless. LG phones like the chocolate, just $79.99 in any color, or the 8350 for just $49.99. Verizon Wireless.
Taco Bell's Chipotle Grilled Stuffed Burrito, loaded with marinated carne asada steak, Chipotle seasoned rice, all covered in a spicy Southwest Chipotle sauce.
You want light?
I'm good.
Dude, you gotta try this.
For taste, not fire, think outside the bun.
During this magical time of year, CircuitCity.com makes shopping simpler. With thousands of customer reviews and product comparisons, plus technical support from Circuit City's Fire Dog. Because nowadays, remembering that the batteries are not included just isn't enough. Simple to shop, buy, and enjoy. Circuit City. Simplicity guaranteed.
It's one of those times in an NFL game where players from both sides taking a knee out on the field and hoping that Troy Walters is okay after Pat Watkins grabbed him, wrestled him, threw him down, and you can see the head of Walters hit the turf right there. We have seen him move down on the field. Our camera operators are telling us that, but they are huddled around Troy Walters and everybody praying that he is okay. We'll take another break and come back to Detroit after this.
Disciplined investing. At T. Rowe Price, it's not just about the short term. It's about a steady, long-term approach. For each 3, 5, and 10-year period, over 70% of our mutual funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
Kate's texting us from her dinner with Jeff. He brought her flowers. Oh. He took her to Chez Francois. Nice. He went to Jared. Jared,
the Galleria of Jewelry, has 5 times the selection of ordinary jewelry stores, from the classic to the contemporary, so you'll find the perfect gift every time.
It's for you.
Do you have brothers?
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
I can't believe the king and his new home-style melt.
There he is.
New BK Bacon Double Homestyle Melt, better than Mom can make.
To get to the Pro Bowl, NFL players go all out. You just go online to statefarm.com/NFL.
You could win a trip to the 2008 NFL Pro Bowl with the Your Game, Your Call getaway from State Farm.
Go to statefarm.com/NFL.
There's a new game in town from the NFL. NFL Rush Zone. Come play at NFLRush.com.
They're the words you've waited all year to hear.
This is American Idol.
The new season begins this January on Fox.
Well, here's a welcome moment for family and friends of Troy Walters. He got up, may have been knocked out cold on that tackle by Pat Watkins. Eventually got up, as you can see, able to walk off the field. So that's great news, and for the Lions, they lead 7-0 and have the ball back under 6 to play in the first quarter. And they stay on the ground. Kevin Jones looking for somewhere to go. Back to the line of scrimmage. By the way, the 63 rushing yards on that first drive by Detroit, the most rushing yards on one drive all season. And so far, 5 of the 6 plays that Mike Martz has dialed up have been on the ground.
Yeah, and I think maybe the Dallas Cowboys defensively were a little surprised by the approach of Detroit. I mean, you come to a game certainly against the Lions and you understand that they like to throw the football. Martz is committed to throwing the football, and then they came out and ran it pretty successfully.
Getting the throws, hits McDonald, who is making moves on Anthony Henry, and he's into Dallas territory with a 13-yard catch and run.
And Sean McDonald, when they do throw the football, he's really going to have to be the guy, him and Mike Furry. But Sean McDonald will now be taking over the X position that is usually manned by Roy Williams. But as we said earlier, Roy Williams, who is injured, won't be playing, may not be back the rest of this season. Sean McDonald, who's a very accomplished receiver, has put up some pretty big numbers, both here and as well as while he was with the St. Louis Rams.
At the 48 of Dallas, Ketna Drops it off underneath Jones. Another first down for Detroit. Talk about McDonald, his years in St. Louis. He spent 4 years there. And only Randy Moss and Wes Welker have more catches with their new team here in 2007. McDonald is already up over 60 in this Detroit Lions offense. Duckett in the backfield. He gets it. And picks up 2. Chris Canty was in there along with Aiken Adell. Second down and 8 for a Dallas defense that, while the offense and Romo and T.O., they've got all the headlines, it's a Dallas defense that has been progressing all year in their version, Wade Phillips' version of the 3-4 defense.
Yeah, and they've been good against the run, too, coming into this game. You wouldn't know it based on the way that Detroit was able to run through them on that first possession, but, you know, they've been pretty solid, really, in all areas.
Getting the throws, and off the hands of McHugh, the tight end. He was open. Missed chance there, and it leaves Detroit with 3rd and long.
Yeah, and then on the other end of it, you got Kidna, who gets a little bit of pressure finally. But Sean McHugh had the ball in his possession, should have caught that one. He doesn't pick up the first down if he catches it, but at least it makes it a 3rd and pretty manageable, about 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
Dallas moved DeMarcus Ware on the other side of the defense, and he was working on that last play against Damian Woody, who is making only his 2nd start at right tackle. DeMarcus on the right side of the defense, and this pass is complete for a first down to Mike Furry. A sliding catch and a completion of 10.
Well, it's a great job by Mike Furry coming back and catching the ball, but it looked like he was short of the first down here. Now, did he catch it?
Roughing the passer. 94 defense. Half a distance to the goal. First down.
And on the back end of it, they get DeMarcus Ware for roughing John Kitna.
Well, he's working against Backus, and they're right there, and that's a good call. I mean, had he have let up after Kitna got rid of the football right there, just let up. But instead, he drives him into the ground, and that is what the referee is looking for when you're talking about roughing the passer. And you wonder how much of that hit there, because that's not DeMarcus Ware. He normally does not do something like that. How much of that was in retaliation to all of the talk coming into this ball game around John Kitna?
Here's Kevin Jones. He's down inside the 10. And in case you don't know what Troy's talking about, John Kitna talked at the end of last year after Dallas lost at home to Detroit. Kitna on a radio show talked about Brady James and said sometimes I don't know that he knew where he was at, and about Terrence Newman. He's not Marcus Trufant. He doesn't have that kind of ability. Then Terrence Newman came back and said, well, you better hope I don't blitz off the edge. I've got $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, whatever the fine is. Two shared a moment prior to kickoff here today. Brady James wasn't in on it. DeMarcus Ware just roughed him up. Kevin Jones gets it to the 6. It'll be 3rd down. And about 3.
Well, and Rod Marinelli, I mean, if you look at what they're doing right now offensively, the Detroit Lions, he's got to really be enjoying this as much as what this offensive line is, because they've been very balanced so far in these first 2 possessions. And as a result, you can see that the Dallas Cowboys defensively really are on their heels.
But is Mike Martz enjoying it?
Now, that's another question. And I don't think he is.
3rd down and 3. Kitna underneath. The catch is made. First down Lions at the 1. This time Sean McCune hangs on. He got a big hit and a big 5-yard completion from Kitna.
And hey, a good job up front by this Detroit Lions offense. I mean, giving Kitna a place to step up into the pocket and then picking up McHugh. That's a pretty big first down for them.
It was Watkins who hit him. It's 1st and goal from just outside the 1. Saipaio is an eligible receiver as an extra offensive tackle, and Kevin Jones gets it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Are the Detroit Lions about to take a 14-0 lead over the 11-1 Dallas Cowboys?
You know, it's somewhat surprising. I'll be honest with you. I do know that in talking with a number of players there with the Cowboys, I don't think for a second that Wade Phillips or anyone else has taken this game lightly. I mean, historically, this has been a tough place for Dallas to play. But the Lions came into this game with a great deal of confidence.
Play action. Pass out of the reach of McHugh. He was behind the defense. Mike Martz has got his hand on top of his head. It was there. Kitten had just put a little too much air under it.
Yeah, a little too much, and Sean McHugh just not quite able to get high enough to make the grab. Mistimed his jump just a little bit, and you can see that. I mean, you just don't know how many opportunities you're going to get for touchdowns down here. I mean, this is a stingy defense, and on second down, it's the best down to run play action. You know, now here on third down, history would say that Mike Martz is going to throw the football, but from what I've seen, I almost expect him to hand it off and let him punch it in.
They do go to the air. Pass incomplete. A penalty flag is down. Again, it was Kidna trying to find the tight end. A flag is over on the sideline at the 5-yard line. If it's against Detroit, it's declined.
Illegal formation. Number 34 was not up on the line of scrimmage. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
You could see prior to the play, Troy, Kidna was trying to direct guys in the formation, pointing where guys should be, and they just never got set.
Yeah, and you know, that's frustrating for Detroit, I know, but for the Dallas Cowboys to give up first and goal from inside the 5 and come away with only giving up 3 points, that's a good job on their part.
19-yard try here for Hanson. And it's 10-zip. So a 6-6 Detroit Lions team with a fast start here in the first quarter, leading Dallas 10-0.
Unstoppable. Paula Creamer is. So is her Citizen Echo Drive watch. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable, just like the people who wear it.
To get to the Pro Bowl, NFL players go all out. You just go online to statefarm.com/NFL.
You could win a trip to the 2008 NFL Pro Bowl with the Your Game, Your Call getaway from State Farm.
Go to statefarm.com/NFL.
Don't miss a beat. Life takes rhythm. Life takes Visa.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
In the left corner, coming in at 80 gigs, hailing from office desktops everywhere, PC!
Okay, what's going on, buddy?
Well, your sales are through the roof. I'm showing the people I'm not going down without a fight.
PC, this isn't a competition, okay? Some people just want a computer that's simple and intuitive, that works the way they do.
Actually, my brother-in-law just got a Mac and loves it.
Back here in Detroit, the Lions with a surprising lead. Well, a team doctor stayed glued to Troy Walters since his scary injury. They checked his pupils. Walters shook his head yes and no to some questions. Walters has kept a very pained expression on his face as well, although I did catch him smiling a little while ago. He is definitely out for the rest of the day, Joe. He has a concussion. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Pam. And there's that look that Pam referenced on the face of Troy Walters, so he is lost for the day. McHugh had a shot, came up with a big first down catch to set up first and goal from the 1, but Kitten and the Lions couldn't punch it in. So it's a 10-0 game. Meanwhile, Tony Romo has not thrown in the direction of Terrell Owens so far in this first quarter, and we're under 10 seconds to play. Austin, his third return, has a lane. Lions gave up one last week, and it's Hanson, the kicker, who forces Miles Austin out of bounds and saves a touchdown. The Lions gave up a 103-yard return last week to Andre Allison. This one a 60-yard return to Miles Austin. Jason Hanson saved the touchdown.
Why do I love Walmart? They've got this great service called Site to Store. I just go to walmart.com, where they have an even bigger selection, and find exactly what I want. Then they just ship it to a store near me. And the best part? The shipping is completely free. You know, the savings were great, but the truth is, I would have paid anything for that morning. Save money, live better, Walmart.
Rated mature.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
When Dodge unveils the most exciting sales event of the year, we want everyone to know about it. Announcing the Dodge event of a lifetime, where you can get our best in the business lifetime powertrain warranty on Ram, part of the longest lasting line of full-size pickups. Or well-qualified returning employee lessees get a low-mileage lease on 08 Ram SLT for $169 a month. Hurry to your Dodge dealer. This event ends soon.
Yeah. My bill was really high this month. Can you help me figure out what I did wrong?
Absolutely. Say blah, 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 blah. There's nothing there. Oh, look, see, here's your problem right here.
What?
You talk too much.
Talk all you want for $35 a month. Metro PCS.
Hello.
Unlimit yourself.
Celebrate the holidays and get up to $50 off any Samsung phone when you sign up for Metro PCS service.
Through Monday, get 63% off every other wall-side window, plus interest-free financing till February 2011. Call 1-800-521-7800.
Keep it on your home for Lions football. Fox 2 Detroit.
Plan your escape with Lost, the complete third season, the unexplored experience.
Dad, please, you don't know what you're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Discover secrets behind television's most shocking twists.
Live together, die alone.
Lost, the complete third season. Own it on DVD and Blu-ray high def December 11th.
Casey Fitzsimmons doesn't look like he's going to be returning anytime soon, with that right leg hanging coming off the field after that 60-yard return by Miles Austin. Meanwhile, Rod Marinelli was letting Stan Kwan, the special teams coach for Detroit, have it on the sideline after another big return. Romo fires and completes to Witten. And Jason Witten is forced out at the 36, a gain of 6. And here's Rod Marinelli talking to Stan Kwan, who's the special teams coach, and Marinelli obviously has had enough of watching long returns against the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, all Marinelli wants to know is, hey, who was responsible and what just happened? And, you know, when you get asked that by your boss, the head coach, you better have some answers. It didn't look like Stan Kwan had the answers that Marinelli was wanting to hear.
Gave up a 103-yarder last week to the Vikings and Allison. 60 yards here to Miles Austin. It's 2nd and 4 for Dallas. Romo with time underneath Marion Barber. He loses the football. Marion Barber lost the football. And now the wrestling match. And no signal yet. Well, it looks like that thing's changed hands a couple of times at the bottom of that pile. Giroud's in there. Looked like Andre Giroud had it for a moment. And then may have lost it. Still no signal. Detroit has the ball, but they're going to keep it with Dallas. Dallas keeps the football.
You see it gets knocked out.
In the bottom of the pile.
And that's what they're calling right there. Giroud had it at the bottom of the pile, was down. And then with that action underneath. It eventually ended up in the Lions' hands, but they keep it with Dallas.
Now you think if they saw it that cleanly right from the beginning, the officials would have signaled Dallas ball much sooner than what they did.
I would agree with that. It's first down, and Marion Barber making moves. Just does not go down to the 20. Picked up 8. Game break. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, Joe, talking about running backs and nice moves, Ernest Graham doesn't have many, but he gets in the end zone. This is his 5th straight game with a touchdown, and the Bucs in Houston are all even at 7 in the second quarter. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, thank you, Kurt. So despite the injuries at running back, the Tampa Bay Bucs are still rolling. Beat New Orleans last week and lead the South with a record of 8-4. Barber picks up half a yard. It's 3rd and short coming up.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed right now from what I've seen of Detroit defensively. I mean, they really are swarming to the ball, and you know, we touched on it a little bit earlier, and the fact that Rod Marinelli was so disappointed in the lack of effort by his football team, felt that it was the worst that it had been, and what made it worse was that they were coming off 10 days rest. They had last played on Thanksgiving Day, and then to be that well rested and be in the middle of a playoff chase and not to give more effort than what they did. Obviously, that was a point of emphasis this week, and we're seeing them respond very favorably here in this first half.
Toss to Barber. Marion Barber, not just a first down, touchdown. This big offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys gave him a lane, and Marion Barber rips off a 20-yard touchdown run to make it 10-6.
Yeah, I don't think anybody even got a hand on Marion Barber. Good blocking out on the edge. You've got Jason Witten, and then you pull out Mark Colombo and Oliver Hoyt, and all of a sudden you've got a good lane there for Marion Barber.
7th run of 20 or more yards for Barber, and with the extra point by Folk, it's a 3-point game. The drive set up by the Miles Austin kick return. 60 yards to put Dallas in good position. The number 2 offense in the NFL survived the fumble by Marion Barber, scores a touchdown, makes it a 3-point game.
You don't order 2 entire steaks.
It's all right. Yeah, no, you're not. I can't believe you. 81 Broadway in Brooklyn.
Well, I'm glad you guys are taking us along with you.
Hello?
Hey, Sarah, do you want us to get you something to go?
The panoramic Vista roof in the 24 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Edge.
We'll be right in. One last time.
Your brother Chuck.
Charles.
His wife Lisa was on Jeopardy.
But don't talk about that.
Ooh, the change jingler.
Uncle Phil.
And your dad ex-cop.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Let's go.
Mr. Oliver.
Adam, I've heard so much about you. You don't mind if I give you a little check here, do you? How are you? How was the traffic coming over, all right? Hey, everybody, look who's here.
Photo slideshows, blazing Wi-Fi internet, and music. All on the new Shadow. T-Mobile. Stick together.
Unstoppable. Eli Manning is. So is his Citizen Echo Drive watch. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable, just like the people who wear it.
The delicious flavor of 2 hot, juicy burgers with jalapenos, hickory smoked bacon, cheddar, and pepper jack cheeses melted in between. The Jalapeno Cheddar Double Melt. Get it now for a limited time. Only at Wendy's. That's right.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Wendy's. Hot and juicy burgers that are made to order. That's right. By Best Buy. This holiday with a gift from Best Buy, the Wow's Guarantee. By T-Mobile. Stick together. And by the Ford Edge. Spirit of a sports car, versatility of an SUV.
Think about this little turnaround here in the last few moments. Detroit up 7-0, had 1st and goal from the 1, did not get a touchdown. Got the field goal. Miles Austin returned a kick for 60 yards and then set up the Cowboys' first touchdown of the day, and just like that, it's a 3-point game. Here's Cason from the 10. And Avion gets to the 25, where he is wrestled down by Justin Rogers. On that touchdown run by Marion Barber of 20 yards, Sam Hurd with a big block. Colombo out on the edge. Untouched went Marion Barber into the end zone. It's 10-7 Detroit.
Play artist Smashing Pumpkins. That's the sync system. Voice activates MP3s, cell phones. Do that again. Play artist Tiffany. Play artist Michael Bolton. Play artist Korn.
MPGs need MP3s. The new 35 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Focus.
See anything?
Nope.
Nothing? They always hide them up there.
Nothing good anyway.
Whoa, that's where they are.
Where are you going?
What is going on here?
Whoa, buddy, that's a big no-no.
This holiday, put together gifts they can't wait to get their hands on.
Like Xbox 360, Guitar Hero 3, and Best Buy's exclusive faceplates. That's WOW guaranteed. Only at Best Buy.
On Tuesday.
That's gotta be boring.
It's the ultimate DVD for your collection. The Bourne Ultimatum. Own it Tuesday. Until now, guys that sweat a lot had to have a backup plan. Now there's a better plan. New Gillette Clinical Strength Antiperspirant. Powerful wetness protection. 34% better than a prescription product. A lot more confidence.
Hey, Jason, you got that report, right?
You bet.
There's something different about you. Did you get a haircut?
Gillette Clinical Strength Antiperspirant. Change your life, not your shirt.
There's the score. Lions lead it by 3. Joe and Troy and Pam with you. And Troy, I think the early returns after a little bit more than a quarter, you have to be impressed with the way the Lions have come out here swinging against Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a team who came into this game having lost 4 in a row and a very disappointing loss last week, and going up against the best team in the NFC. You know, who knows? Maybe the best team in the National Football League when it's all said and done. But offensively, they've done a nice job of putting these 2 drives together and coming away with points on their possessions.
How long will Mike Martz stick with a run? Kevin Jones carries it, loses a yard. DeMarcus Ware is there to make the stop. December has been rough on the Dallas Cowboys. They've not had a winning record from December on since 1996. Since 97, they're 16-33 in December and January, including 0-4 during the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is that a lot of those teams during those years just quite simply weren't very good. You know, I mean, the last couple of years that's not the case. Certainly not the case this year either.
Here's McDonald behind Adele and in front of Terrence Newman, and a completion of 18 yards. Good throw.
I tell you, this is as good a throw as you will see any quarterback make, to be able to get the ball on the square end at 20 yards deep and have enough on it to get it there, and then have enough air under it to get it over the linebacker in a very tight space. I mean, you see Adele there. He's in a position. He's underneath the route. But for John Kitna to be able to lay that thing in there and still get it there before Newman has an opportunity, that's a heck of a throw.
Third catch for McDonald, who's in motion. First down. Wide open is McHugh. And the tight end makes a move down to the 20. 35 yards to Sean McHugh. And here come the Lions right back down the field.
Well, you know what? John Kitna might have been on to something when he was talking last year. You watch Sean McHugh, and they just turn him loose. You know, I don't know if that was Brady James who should have been there or Aiken Adele, but it was definitely one of the linebackers, one of those 2 guys that should have been running with the tight end. And Sean McHugh, I mean, you look at what he's done here in the first half. He's really been the guy. I mean, Roy Williams isn't playing. You wonder how that's going to impact this offense. But Sean McHugh at the tight end position is the one who's created all the problems.
Down the middle. A lot of contact. No flag. John Owens, the intended receiver. Roy Williams was with him, and everybody down in that end zone is looking for a yellow flag.
Yeah, I think Kidna's upset about it because this is the matchup they wanted. They got John Owens. They get Roy Williams turned around. If he throws that ball down and away towards the middle, they've got a chance for an easy touchdown. But there is contact here made, by Roy Williams. Should have been a better throw, a much easier chance for a touchdown. But even having said that, definitely, in my opinion, pass interference.
Mine too. They should have thrown a flag on that. They missed it. And now it's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Down inside the 20 is TJ Duckett, a gain of 1, a quick game break. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Guys, like Dallas, the Packers win their division with a victory today against Oakland. Ryan Grant doing his part. The Packers also just scored on a punt return and now lead it 14-0 since they just got the extra point. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, well, Brett Favre answers the bell again. And the Green Bay Packers are well on their way to their 11th win of the year. 3rd down and 9.
Ball start, 66 offense. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
It's the right guard, Stephen Peterman. And it's 3rd down and 14. So without that call, with the contact down the field with Roy Williams and John Owens, they don't get 1st and goal from the 1. Instead, now it's 3rd and 14.
Yeah, and the Lions over the course of this season have just they've not been very good on 3rd downs. They've been awful on 3rd and 10 or more.
Underneath, pass is caught by the newest Lion, Brandon Middleton. There was pressure on the play by Tank Johnson, and Nate Jones made a nice tackle. Open field tackle, a gain of only 6, and the field goal try will be forthcoming.
Yeah, a really good job there by Nate Jones making the tackle in the open field. Not an easy thing to do, but now you look at these last 2 possessions for Detroit offensively. 1st and goal from the 1, have to settle for a field goal. Had a chance for another touchdown here, and again having to try to settle for a field goal.
Hanson, one of the best ever. From 36, drills it. But the Lions are thinking, well, with a call going against Roy Williams, it would have been 1st and goal from the 1. Kitna's reaction. They're frustrated, leading by 6.
Hi, can I help you?
Yes. Will you pretend you're my wife? Great. Come on. Happy holidays, sweetheart. Something else? Yeah, maybe not romantic enough.
Oh, pretty.
At Lowe's, we're happy to help you find the perfect holiday gift for everyone on your list.
What about a gift card?
Yes.
Including Lowe's gift cards.
Come into Lowe's now and get 25% off holiday decorations. Lowe's, let's build something together.
Taco Bell's Chipotle Grilled Stuffed Burrito, loaded with marinated carne asada steak, Chipotle seasoned rice, all covered in a spicy Southwest Chipotle sauce. You want bite?
Good.
Dude, you gotta try this. For taste, not fire, think outside the bun.
We're not good with money.
Wait, we're not good with money?
I mean, knowing where to put it. This fund, that fund, please.
I know how to manage money. When I switched jobs, who took care of the turnover?
Rollover.
Rollover, turnover, whatever, with the IRA.
Oh, that's managing money? They did most of it for him at Fidelity. They would have signed your name for you if they could have.
I took exactly what they told me to bring.
Oh, please, you couldn't get the dog to roll over.
It's your dog.
No matter what kind of investor you are, Fidelity can help you make a smart move.
Partner, let me upgrade you. Partner, let me upgrade you. Flip a new page. Introduce you to some new things and upgrade.
And let me upgrade you to the best channels in HD. Only on DirecTV.
Upgrade you.
I'm talking about the hottest channels. Not that HD lineup you get with cable. DirecTV, now that's a good look.
Let me upgrade you. Grade you.
Upgrade your new flat screen with 85 of the best HD channels, only on DirecTV.
An eventful first half. 13-7 Detroit. Not eventful for Terrell Owens, who's got that look about him like he's getting ticked off.
Well, not only does he not have a catch, they haven't even thrown a ball yet in his direction. I mean, this is a guy who's just been on a tear here over the last 6 games, 5 of those over 100 yards receiving. He's been great, but so far Detroit doing a good job of slowing him down.
Little pooch kick. They're worried about covering kicks now. And the return by Tony Curtis of 10 yards, but good field position for Dallas as they trail by 6. Where they think Devin Hester's back there?
In the NFL, the biggest games are decided by the smallest details. That's why Samsung imagined an LCD HD TV with 120 Hz, a true black screen, and twice the frames per second for exceptional motion clarity.
We got it. Challenge it.
So you won't have to wait for further review to start the celebration. The decision is clear. Samsung, the official HD TV of the NFL.
Oh my. Yes.
You know, I'm gonna order 2 entire steaks.
No.
It's all right. Yeah, no, you're gonna. I can't believe you're on 81 Broadway in Brooklyn.
Well, I'm glad you guys are taking us along with you. Hey, Sarah, do you want us to get you something to go?
The panoramic Vista roof in the 24 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Edge.
Unstoppable. Nicole Vitasova is. So is her Citizen Echo Drive watch. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. It's unstoppable, just like the people who wear it.
What year are you from? 2027. And the war? I wasn't sent here for that. I was sent here to protect John.
This January, one hope.
Grab your guns. I'll make pancakes.
One chance.
Get away from the door.
Why?
That's why.
One destiny.
You've reached the future leader of mankind. It may take me a while to get back to you. But leave a message anyway.
Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, this January on Fox.
13-7, Detroit leading. Ball is at the 37 of Dallas, and there's no doubt that the edict has gone out here, at least on that last hit. Don't kick it deep.
Well, why not just kick it out of bounds and then save the wear and tear on running down the field? I mean, now they get the ball on the 37-yard line. I don't agree with that decision at all.
Little pooch kickoff, and Tony Curtis returned it 10 yards. Here's Jason Witten out to the 41-yard line, picked up 5. We look ahead to New Year's Day in that matchup, in the Cotton Bowl, and then the BCS matchups here on Fox, culminating with the All-State BCS National Championship. Right in the center there, LSU, Ohio State. Congratulations to Tim Tebow, who I'm sure is hanging on our every word, the latest version of the Heisman Trophy Award winner. From Florida, 2nd and 5. Handoff, Julius Jones. Ran into Alexander. Picked up a couple. 3rd down and a little over 2 coming up for Dallas. Marion Barber on the sideline. This series is handled by Julius Jones. 3rd down and 2. Romo rolls right, throws on the move, and incomplete for Patrick Creighton. Coverage out there by Fernando Bryant. It's 4th down.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Fernando Bryant. They actually do a good job inside on Terrell Owens. He's going to spin out, pivot back inside. He's not able to get the ball, and then Romo goes to the outside. But here's the look at Terrell Owens. He pivots back inside and could have had an opportunity, but by that time Romo had already made the decision to go out to Patrick Creighton. But a good job by Fernando Bryant, who's not really known as a guy who would lock up often in man-to-man coverage.
McBriar hits it. Mike Furry is waiting for it, and as typically happens in the NFL, no thought of trying to down it inside the 20 or angle it for the sideline. McBriar just booms it into the end zone, and Detroit gets it at the 20. It is a lost art that we talk about every week. Fiegels is the best in the history of the NFL at doing it, but why standing back there and booming it into the end zone serves the Cowboys' purposes, I don't know. Dallas leads the playoff picture, obviously, at 11-1. They have basically a 2-game lead over Green Bay because of the head-to-head matchup. And right now, the Giants and Arizona are leading in the wild card chase, with Detroit on the outside looking in. Come back, and the rookie makes his first catch of the day. That's Calvin Johnson, good for 19.
You know, you talk about the passing games, and you see what Mike Martz is about, and you watch when John Kitna turns this ball loose. You can see right here where Calvin Johnson is. He's not even out of his route when the ball is at least a quarter of the way there, and yet it's right on the money. And when you look at teams that throw the ball effectively, as Dallas does, that's the type of timing you typically see.
How about this big hole right through the gut of this Dallas defense? Carry by Kevin Jones, good for 16 yards before Ken Hamlin can bring him down.
And again, this interior offensive line for Detroit just doing a really good job. Look at the push in here that they get. You know, Dominic Raiola doing a great job inside, just moving out people and creating some real lanes. And you got Damian Woody, who's sealing off the edge. And so far, they've just not been able to get a linebacker. A linebacker should be filling that gap, and it hasn't happened.
Kevin Jones came out after that run. Detroit to the sideline. Same thing happens here with McDonald. The throw is released by Kitna before McDonald is turned around. He hits him immediately for 9 yards.
You just can't defense things like that. I mean, I don't care how good your corners are. If you've got corners and receivers that are throwing the ball on that kind of timing, there's really simply no way to defense it. You know, you think back to last week, Joe, when we had the New York Giants and Eli Manning and what they were doing. They don't have anything near what resembles a timed passing game, and consequently, that's why they struggle. But Detroit certainly does, and they're having a lot of success with it here.
Here's Duckett. He plows ahead for a first down. You know this better than I do. It's not accurate to say that Mike Martz doesn't run the ball. He put together great game plans, and Marshall Faulk had some of the best years in the history of the NFL. A lot of it running the football in St. Louis. This offensive line just hasn't been very good for Detroit. They look a lot better here today.
Yeah, and I think, Joe, one of the reasons they do is because of what we just saw, the fact that they've been balanced. It's hard on an offensive line when all they are doing is being asked to be in pass protection. That takes a toll on those guys up front.
Kevin Jones back in the game. He gets it. And he picks up 3.5. Hit first by Jason Hatcher.
And then when you give an offensive line an opportunity to come off the ball and really play smash mouth football, you know, as they do with the Dallas Cowboys and as they're doing right now with the Detroit Lions, it's amazing how that will, one, invigorate an offensive line, but then two, neutralize a defensive pass rush. We're not seeing John Kitna take the number of hits that we have seen him take over the course of this season.
2nd and 7. Kitna with a little pump fake, throws, completes. Johnson, the rookie, again down inside the 15. His second catch on this drive. That's good for 18 yards. And the Lions have been inside Dallas territory all 4 possessions in the half.
And I think Calvin Johnson got away with one here. As you see him in motion, he starts forward right there, and they call that normally. 99% of the time, they would have whistled that one dead as a false start, but the referee right there on the sideline sees it. He lets it go, and they're able to pick up a big first down.
TJ Duckett pushing the pile to the 10, picked up 3.
I know there was some conversation this week, Joe, amongst the offensive linemen. A number of people in the media were talking to various guys on the offensive line and saying, hey, would you ever go to Mike Martz and suggest that maybe we should run the ball a little bit more than what we are? And to a man, they said, you know, the atmosphere here in Detroit is not real conducive to making suggestions to Mike Martz. But whether they did or Rod Marinelli did or Mike Martz just looked at it and said, this is the best thing for us to do to win, he's calling a heck of a game right now.
2nd down and 7. Duckett. First and goal from inside the 1. I'll say this, Mike Martz even admitted as much when he said during the week about the imbalance and not running the ball. Sometimes that's my downfall. I just need to be more patient. Well, and he has dialed up more runs than passes, and the Lions are knocking on the door of adding to what is a 6-point lead.
There's something to be said for people who understand what they're vulnerable about, and obviously that's his.
We're at the 2-minute warning. Troy and I are going to talk about our own vulnerabilities while we take a break here in Detroit.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Here's an idea. Instead of carrying an iPod and a phone, why not carry an iPod with all your favorite music and your favorite movies in your phone?
Dude. Dude. Dude.
Play artist Smashing Pumpkins. That's the sync system. Voice activates MP3s, cell phones.
Do that again. Play artist Tiffany. Play artist Michael Bolton.
Play artist Korn.
MPGs need MP3s. The new 35 miles per gallon 2008 Ford Focus.
FedEx presents the Air and Ground NFL Players of Week 13. Dallas's Tony Romo threw for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns, leading the Cowboys to a win over Green Bay. The Chargers' LaDainian Tomlinson ran for 177 yards and 2 scores, passing Walter Payton for 3rd place on the all-time career rushing touchdown list. Vote for the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week at FedEx.com/football.
Will a cop take the law?
We know he did this.
Into his own hands? Cave-In, an all-new episode tomorrow at 9/8 Central on Fox.
That duo can only watch as the Detroit Lions, the 6-6 Lions, have got to score a touchdown here. 1st and goal from the 1 again. They didn't the last time they had it in this spot. Kevin Jones goes backward. Brady James came through to make the play, a loss of 2. And a timeout is taken here, Troy, by Dallas.
Yeah, Brady James, he just gets a great jump on this ball, and he hits it going downhill, and he's right there to make the play. I mean, there was pressure up front. Marcus Spears, he's able to bottle things up, and then Brady James coming in to finish it off. You know, they've run the ball so effectively inside when they have been in the middle of the field, but when they've gotten down inside the 5-yard line, that is a tough area to run the football. Dallas is very stout in there. And so not being able to move people because of where you are creates some real problems. You know, it appears to me that you need to, if you're going to run the ball, try to get something out on the edge. And as we saw the last time, on 2nd and goal, Mike Martz dialed up the play action.
Visa halftime show coming up as they go for the touchdown. Johnson can't hang on. Calvin Johnson had his hands around it for a moment, knocked away by Anthony Henry and Ken Hamlin. It's 3rd and goal.
And normally Calvin Johnson is going to have a real advantage. He had a chance to bring that one in. You've got 2 guys, Henry and then Hamlin, over there to knock it loose. But normally Calvin Johnson is going to have a definitive size advantage over any corner that he goes up against. Anthony Henry, on the other hand, he plays these bigger receivers much better. Still having said that, Kitna knows they had a chance to bring that one in. 3rd down and goal.
Kevin Jones trying to power, and he's in for the touchdown.
Well, they initially held Kevin Jones up before he was able to get to the line of scrimmage, but the push again inside. Stephen Peterman getting a good movement there. Damian Woody just kept the pile moving and kept Jones going with it.
Hanson makes it 20-7. Troy, let's take it from the Dallas side now. This is a Dallas defense that, as we said, has been getting better and better. Detroit in this first half, they're over halfway to a 500-yard day in total yards. This is an enormous step back for a Cowboy team that hasn't played in 10 days.
Yeah, I think so. I do, Joe. And, you know, like Detroit last week, I mean, think back to that game that they had against Minnesota. They were coming off a 10-day rest, and they didn't play very well. Now you've got Dallas, who is coming off their 10-day rest, as you said, and defensively, they've just not gotten it done. And you know, give Detroit credit. I mean, this is a good football team offensively, and they can be good at any time during the year. It's been the sacks, it's been the turnovers that have kept them from doing more, you know, consistently each week. But I still go back to the end of last season in that game when they were able to beat Dallas. This team gained some confidence against this team by winning that game, and coming in here today, I think that this team felt that they could have some success throwing the football and have some success running the football, and who's to argue with that? They have.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and it was said during the week that it's hard to believe this Detroit Lions team has to look at a 3-13 version of their squad as they had last year for inspiration. And here we go with another pooch kick. They move Jones up, and he's out to the 35. So now you've got 1:36 remaining, 2 timeouts left, and because the Lions can't cover kickoffs, they give Dallas great field position. Week 17 of last season, Tony Romo fumbles twice, threw an interception. John Kitna threw 4 touchdown passes, and Romo was stopped short of the end zone, scrambling on a 4th and goal from the 6. Detroit won the game 39-31. They ended the year 3-13. Dallas went into the playoffs, lost in Seattle. But here's a Dallas team rolling that comes in, and they have hit a wall in Detroit. Down by 13. 2 timeouts remaining for the Cowboys. It's Marion Barber underneath, and a good play is made by Ernie Sims. A gain of only 3. But Barber got out of bounds.
Yeah, you wonder why they're not getting the ball to Terrell Owens. Well, look what happens here. They run the linebacker, Ernie Sims, underneath him. That forces Romo then to come underneath to Marion Barber. And then it's just a matter of Sims being able to make the tackle in the open field against the guy who's very tough to bring down. If they continue to tackle the way that they're tackling, then they're going to continue to create some frustration for this Cowboys offense.
Second and 8, Romo over the middle. Witten makes the catch and has a first down. Again, 2 timeouts left for Dallas, so they have time to get down the field here as Romo and the Cowboys will snap it from their own 46.
Yeah, and I think Tony Romo is just exceptional in the no-huddle offense. We've seen it all year long. He makes very good decisions in this time of the game.
Witten hops out of bounds, picked up 9. And with 1:01 remaining, the Dallas Cowboys are on the move.
Well, the other thing, we've spent a lot of time talking about Detroit and how effective they've been offensively. And the big thing for Dallas in the first half offensively is they've just not converted on 3rd downs. I mean, that's why they've had to punt the ball. That's why they've had limited opportunities. But we also know that this is a team that excels in the second half.
Second and 1. Romo can run for the first down. Slides at the 30. And Romo will keep the timeouts. And that may have been called from the sideline. Detroit took the timeout because Corey Redding back up the field is injured. So that really hurts Detroit. Here they are leading by 13. Dallas is in a position where the clock is running. They were willing to hold on to their timeouts. And the Lions have to stop the clock because Redding can't get up back at the 47-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's look ahead to next week. And the slate of games on Fox. Week 15. Packers at the Rams, Cardinals at the Saints. Troy and I will be in Dallas for the Philadelphia Eagles, who hopes are flickering but at least still alive against the Cowboys. Or the Lions are out in San Diego, and Redding is able to get up and get off the field. But Dallas has a first down at the 30, 2 timeouts, down by 13.
Yeah, now you wonder if Corey Redding's unable to come back and play, and of course Kalimba Edwards, he's not active today. You know, you lose another active guy in front if Redding doesn't come back, and that certainly impacts this game in their ability to get pressure on Romo without having to bring 5 and 6 guys.
Romo finds Witten. He's been his favorite target. Witten has 12, and a timeout is taken by Dallas.
You know, Jason Witten is just so good in the middle, working the middle of the field, you know, within that offense. And I say it often that that's the one position that there really are no rules. I mean, it's a lot like playing basketball. You just go to the open spot, turn around, and the quarterback can see where the danger is. He knows where the linebackers are, and you put the ball on him, and there's no question that Jason Witten and Tony Romo have a great chemistry. You know, Pam alluded to it earlier before the game began. They room together. They have an opportunity to go over the game plan the night before games and talk about what each other's thinking. I think that really benefits those two.
That's the 6th catch in this half for Witten. And it's a first down at the 18-yard line with 41 seconds left. Romo, Barber, room to run, trying to think about getting to the boundary. And he gets there as he slams the football down. They could throw a flag for that. They don't. As Gerald Alexander was out there on the stop, and they are going to give Barber enough for a first down.
Well, it's just such tough running there by Marion Barber. Keith Smith, the defensive back, had a chance to try to bring him to the ground inbound so the clock would keep running. But, you know, Marion Barber is not just a tough player. He's a smart player, knowing what he had to do to get out of bounds, stop the clock, preserve their last time out. A nice job on his part.
Previous play is going to be reviewed.
They're going to check and see if Barber got enough for the first down. It's either first and goal from the 8. They may have given Barber a little too much forward progress, and the booth called down and said, let's take another look at it and see if Barber got enough for the first down. And I think that's a good call. I don't think he certainly didn't get to the 8, which is where they have the football right now. It's awfully tough to tell with that angle, but I think with the ball being held back by Barber, he may have been a little short. 33 seconds left, and if they don't let the play stand, it's just going to be second down and a yard. But we take another look, and a little bit more head on. When he steps out, he could make the case that he's a hair shy of the first down.
Yeah, I think that he is. I mean, it's where the ball is when he is out of bounds, and because he was holding it in his left arm, you know, it reached the sideline sooner than had he have been carrying it in his right arm. I agree with you that he should be short of the first down, but I know there's a lot of Ravens fans out there that they're a little unsure as to how any ruling's going to come back, and I'm there with them.
So much made about that last drive by New England last week. Here's the call.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed of a first down.
So it may be splitting hairs in the end, but I think you could see that Barber may have been a little short. Not a big deal. It's 1st and goal instead of 2nd and a foot. 33 seconds left on the clock, and Dallas with 1 timeout in their pocket. A blitz. Barber, what a throw. Touchdown, Dallas. Everybody coming at Tony Romo. He threw it up in a perfect spot. Wow, what a play by Romo.
Really great play, and because they brought people, all of a sudden you've got Dwayne White, a defensive end, who then has to go with Marion Barber into coverage. He was hoping that by trying to reroute him, that would keep Romo from seeing it and trying to throw the football to him. But a great job by Tony Romo of knowing where he needed to go with the football and where the matchup problems were for Detroit.
And just like that, it's a 6-point game. 17th straight start with at least 1 touchdown pass, which is a new Cowboy record, breaking a record once held by the man to my right, Troy Aikman. And Romo just dropped it into a perfect spot under pressure. Just a beautiful throw.
Yeah, watch Dwayne White. He's the defensive end. He knows that he's in trouble if Marion Barber is going to go up the field. So you try to get your hands on him and make sure the quarterback doesn't see it. But Tony Romo, I mean, his development over the course of this season and his knowledge of what he's asked to do within this offensive system is really remarkable. I mean, I don't think you can say enough about the job that he's done, and also the job that offensive coordinator Jason Garrett has done. You know, I know that, you know, Wade Phillips, for instance, there's a lot of people in Dallas that are wondering why he hasn't been mentioned as a potential coach of the year. You know, when you consider what Bill Belichick has done, and then in addition to that, what Mike McCarthy has done there in Green Bay. You know, I think there are some people that say, hey, you know, you got a quarterback playing as well as what Tony Romo is playing. You're going to win a lot of football games no matter what you're doing.
Under half a minute to play, and a squib kick is into the arms of a big man. That's the great Blaine Saipaia, one of the largest return men in the history of the NFL. And here, as you look at the numbers for the day, for Tony Romo, think of these records that he's setting already. Now 34 touchdown passes. That's a record for the Cowboys with games to go. Passer rating is the best ever, but he has to maintain this pace. And the completion percentage, we're not giving him everything here. The completion percentage, the 93 version of Troy Aikman. Best ever in a single season for a Cowboy quarterback. Will only go so far. Avion Quezon is forced out of bounds. Shy of the 40. They mark him out at the 39, a gain of 4.
Well, I think what Dallas was able to do on that last possession, to be able to get down the field and get a touchdown, you know, obviously momentum, everything swings in their direction as they go into this, you know, halftime. However, with Detroit still with 2 timeouts, granted 18 seconds, they can get into a position to where they can come away with a field goal. That would be huge for the Lions.
Nobody there except for Nathan Jones. Somebody ran the wrong direction. The closest to it is the rookie Calvin Johnson.
And Calvin Johnson actually had a chance. He was running over the middle of the field, and I think Kitna, based on where he threw it, he thought he was going to go back to the sideline. But now, with 12 seconds, it doesn't really matter that they have 2 timeouts. They got to get one big shot, you know, probably down the middle, and then that would be it. They would have to then try to kick a field goal or throw a ball into the end zone.
That should be 5 yards against Detroit.
False start, 64 offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Mulatalo moved too quick, and it's 3rd and 11.
The other part of it, Joe, I think when we've shown the Lions sidelines when they've scored, and they've played, as we know, very, very well here in this first half. Nobody getting too excited because I think they recognize just how explosive Dallas is. I mean, they made it look awful easy on that last possession going down for that touchdown.
There it is over the middle. That should be a flag. There's no flag. That was about as blatant a pass interference call as you're going to see, and they don't throw a flag. And Mike Martz is saying, "Are you kidding?"
I mean, he's incredulous. He can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe it either. Calvin Johnson running the square in, and you got Patrick Watkins, who clearly comes up and makes contact. He's not even playing the ball. He's playing the receiver going through his shoulder. I don't understand how anybody couldn't look at that and not see that it was pass interference.
That's 2 now that the Lions have not had called for him. That one on Watkins, the other one on Roy Williams, and that's how the half comes to an end. It was a good half for Detroit. I'm sure they will head off the field thinking it could have been better. And for Dallas, they salvaged the 7 points at the end of the half on a good drive engineered by Tony Romo. 20-14, the Lions lead at the half. Visa halftime show is coming right up. It's going to happen here in Detroit in the second half. Let's take a break. We'll find out shortly.
Next week on the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show, the grumpy old coaches sound off in Frank's Week 15 picks. Then you'll see Brett Favre and the explosive Packers battle Torrey Holt and the Rams. Followed by Tony Romo, T.O. and the Cowboys taking on the rival Eagles. It's another slate of great NFL action next week on Fox NFL Sunday.
After the game, keep it here for the Fox 2 Football Sunday postgame.
It's all Christmas music, now playing on 100.3 WNIC.
It's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
100% Christmas music on 100.3 WNIC.
Remember Barry Sanders' great 2,053-yard rushing season? Well, your Metro Detroit Ford dealers will commemorate it with this limited edition poster, plus a chance to meet Barry and win 2 tickets to the Detroit Lions game on December 23rd. Second prize, an autographed life-size Barry Sanders stand-up. Just enter the Metro Detroit Ford dealers Barry Sanders 2053 sweepstakes by December 14th.
Hi, this is Barry Sanders. Think Ford first and see a Metro Detroit Ford dealer for a chance to meet me on December 23rd.
Now, when you want it the most, you get year-end discounts before Christmas at Gardner White. This weekend, we're taking year-end markdowns off our sale prices. You'll save up to 75% off, all with next-day delivery. Prices will never be this low again. And then, save even more with no interest for 4 years. No down payment, and we pay your sales tax. Or take $500 cash back. Home, family, holidays. Enjoy it all and save more now. Hurry to Gardner White.
Communicate in less than a second on the largest and fastest push-to-talk network.
Nice work.
The new, rugged i335 with Nextel Direct Connect. That's getting it done at sprint speed.
It's all Christmas music, now playing on 100.3 WNIC.
It's the most wonderful time. It's beginning to look a lot
100% Christmas music on 100.3 WNIC.
The Visa Halftime Report is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Life takes Visa.
We welcome you to the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt Menefee along with Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. And Jimmy said this game would be a blowout in the second quarter. Almost was in favor of Detroit.
John Kitna and old Terrence Newman, then patching things up. After Kitna called him out, Newman fired his mouth off and got threatened with a fine. So Duckett says, don't worry about it. I'll take it in for a touchdown. Lions up. Automatically 7-0 over the Cowboys. Lions only rushed for 23 yards last week, 32 on that one. Then Marion Barber answers 20-yard touchdown run on a pitch, 10-7. It is the Lions over the Cowboys. It is right opposite. Handoff to Jones, 2-yard run, 20-7 Lions. And then Tony Romo, watch this. Here comes the blitz, lob it up, lay it out. Linebacker cannot cover. Marion Barber on a wide flare. Call it what you want. It all Lions. Surprisingly, 2014 of the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Giants at Philadelphia. Donovan McNabb. Good to have you back, young man. We missed you. Been out a couple of weeks. Got some problems. All right. Fake the old reverse, Howie. Now he gets outside. That's McNabb. Drops it off to Westbrook. Call a scramble, whatever. 18-yard touchdown pass, 7-6. Eagles over the New York Giants at halftime. Tampa Bay at Houston. Oh, I used to do this all the time. Every morning when I get up, I do that. Tampa Bay. All right, Ernest Graham. Tampa Bay takes it in from 4 yards out. 7-all. Tampa Bay and Houston touching. And then Sage Rosenfeld. A quick slant. Man-man coverage getting inside the corner. Kevin Walker does that. 8-yard touchdown. 14-7 Houston over Tampa Bay. Oh, then the kickoff to start the second half. Andre Davis out of Virginia Tech, originally drafted by the Cleveland Browns, takes this one back 91 yards far. The kickoff return touchdown. 21-7 Texans over the Buccaneers. Third quarter. Carolina, Jacksonville. David Garrard warm up. I used to warm up. They stick that camera right in your face. It's kind of cool. You make Steph feel pretty good. Garrard does a nice job. Quick slant. Reggie Williams, 22-yard touchdown reception. 10-6. Jaguars over the Carolina Panthers at halftime. Rams, Cincinnati. Carson Palmer, like him a lot. Tall guy, good-looking guy, got a big arm. Good. Rudy Johnson takes this one in, 1-yard touchdown run. It is now 10-7 Bengals over the St. Louis Rams. Third quarter just getting underway. San Diego Chargers at Tennessee. Phillip Rivers picked off, gets hit right at the knee, right there. You see that? Picked off by Michael Griffin. That's not Rivers. That's not his fault. That led to a Baranas field goal, 3-0 Tennessee. Rivers pitched it. Look at that. Gets nailed on the knee. What's going on? Rivers has to leave this football game and alive, 3-0. Titans over the San Diego Chargers at halftime. I hope he's all right. Oakland at Green Bay. Brett Favre. Have I told you that I loved you today? Hands off to Ryan Grant. I do. I love it.
I got you.
Ryan Grant, 6-yard touchdown run, 7-0. It is the Pack. And then Will Blackman returns this punt 57 yards for the touchdown. Shane Leckler, the kicker for the Raiders, first return for a touchdown on his punt after 573 attempts. 14-7 Packers over the Oakland Raiders, Howie.
And another week, another Dolphin defeat. Looks like it's in the works. 31-7, a minute and a half to go in the first half. Buffalo on top of that one. All right, let's get back to Dallas and Detroit. And how about this? Offensive balance out of the Lions, Howie?
Yeah, you know, and the balance is great. I mean, last week, the fullback was inactive. That's how non-committed to the run they were. 18 run, 19 passes. They're controlling the clock. This looks like an offense right now. But the thing you talk about with the Detroit Lions last week was, Rob Marinelli touched on this, is their lack of effort last week. They talk about loafs and the team wasn't committed. And obviously, they come out with a different attitude today.
Yeah, 2 of the 3 weeks, they have rushed for over 100 yards in the first half. And then they're the only team to rush for over 100 yards against Dallas this year.
So when they run, they can do it. It's just a matter of running enough.
Makes up your mind, which time am I going to do it?
All right, second half comes your way right after this.
Enter Visa's Inside Pass sweepstakes this season. When you make a purchase with your Visa card between now and December 15th, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win a grand prize VIP trip for 2 to an NFL playoff game, Super Bowl 42, and the Pro Bowl. The more times you use your card, the more chances you have to win. Life takes Visa. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL and the Visa Inside Pass NFL sweepstakes.
In medical weight loss, it's the shape of things to come.
I'm going on vacation. I got to buy all new clothes.
I'm going to Florida and I have a bikini. And I'm wearing it.
This year, I'm going to buy a skimpy bathing suit with hot colors.
Ever since I lost the weight, I keep buying bathing suits. I have about 50 of them.
Lose all the weight you want for only $1 a pound. Call 1-800-GET-SLIM today. Make the call.
Fox Sunday is built for thrills. Just take a ride with Matt Dillon on The Simpsons and you'll be hooked.
Put me down, you lousy!
Then, after an all-new King of the Hill, a Family Guy trip to the ballet brings out bad behavior.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Followed by American Dad.
The grand old party just got grander.
The wildest shows on earth start at 7/6 Central, tonight on Fox.
When the Broncos head to Houston to battle the Texans.
Broncos going against Kubiak, one of their old coaches. Could be some shenanigans. Fake punts, flea flickers, sleight of hand.
What if Kubiak tries to ice Denver's kicker?
Can't Shanahan's own kicker. The guy invented the late ice. Speaking of ice, that's a nice looking T-neck you got there. What's that, Ultra Suede? Looks like it's got a thick nap to it. Sharp.
The Broncos battle the Texans in Houston. The Bengals head west to take on the Niners. See them both live on NFL Network.
The score at the top of your screen, other scores scrolling by. The fantasy update, you can log on to foxsports.com with MSN or NFL.com and get fantasy updates for players all around the league. It was a good first half for the Detroit Lions offense. TJ Duckett with a big 32-yard touchdown run, thanking his offensive lineman. How about this? The Lions lead by 6 at the half.
The 50th running of the Daytona 500 kicks off the 2008 Sprint Cup. This February in HD, only on Fox.
After the game, keep it here for the Fox 2 Football Sunday postgame.
Some simple hints for caring for a new Jeep Commander. Every Commander loves good dirt, given its 4x4 capability. Add plenty of water because Electronic Stability Program helps it thrive in moist soil. And with power windows and side curtain airbags for all 3 rows, there should be plenty of sun for everyone. If you follow these instructions, you're sure to enjoy a rewarding relationship with your new 7-passenger Jeep Commander. Now, well-qualified returning Chrysler employee lessees can get a low-mileage lease on a Jeep Commander Sport for just $219 a month. See your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores today.
Anytime you wake up, but you can't get out of bed, take some time. Take some time, and if things start feeling slightly off the ground, and you need someone to lightly have you down.
I celebrate 2 birthdays, my original and the day I received my heart transplant.
Well, a lot of hospitals will say the patient's first, but at U of M, they put it into practice.
Stacy, my RN, could read my lips when I couldn't speak. Marguerite, she made me feel like I was a highlight of her day.
Well, we can't go back to the hospital without hugging these people either.
I think they feel a tremendous accomplishment, and they should. They should feel proud.
That's the Michigan difference. You know, there's been a lot of great artists over the years. Rembrandt, Da Vinci, and the guy who paints those kids with the big eyes. Oh, I love that. Me, I perfected the art of the deal. I think of it as paint by numbers, but with really low numbers. At ABC, a lot of thought goes into every deal. It's like art you can hang on the wall and touch as many times as you like without anybody yelling at you.
ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
Get an Olivia 42-inch 720p LCD HD TV, just $894.
Fires at the goal line. He's got it. Leaping. Caught.
Fires down the right side. Touchdown. That's impressive.
A wide open touchdown. What a catch.
You've got to be kidding me.
Now you're telling me that all these guys did this?
Mm-hmm.
Looking for great hands? Look to the only site with NFL game highlights.
Did you see that?
The all-new NFL.com.
Now, do you have a color that would make me look faster?
Oh.
Second-ranked LSU, #1 Ohio State. The Allstate BCS National Championship game